Receiving is not about what you do. It's about who you become, what you are, and how you align with the thing that you want. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how you stop yourself from receiving, how you receive, and how you align with the thing that you want. Let's go get that nugget. Welcome to Life Mastery Podcast. I'm Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind, your host, energy healer, and intuitive coach. This is where we learn to master our lives and ignite our spirit, one nugget at a time. Hey guys, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I'm finding you receiving everything you desire with ease. If you're not receiving everything you desire with ease, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. It is all about transforming, isn't it? Every single one of my episodes, I think I have said that very thing where, hey, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. And my purpose is to go get the information, practice the information, see the results from what I've learned, and then teach it to the world. And every single thing, little tiny piece of information, knowledge, teaching, whatever, that I go out there and get and try and get results from, get good results from, and I deliver it to you, it's in the form of a little nugget, isn't it? It's just a little something for you to practice until the next episode or until you get what you want. And I want you to fully understand that it is a practice. I hear so many of my clients go, yeah, I tried that. It didn't work. I hear that all the time. And I remember when I used to say that very thing. I was listening to Wayne Dyer. This was probably 25 years ago, listening to Wayne Dyer, and he's talking about meditation. And I'm just like, yeah, I did that, but I fell asleep. Yeah, I did that, but I got distracted. Yeah, I did that, but I got up and started engaging with my environment. It didn't work for me. Now, if you are somebody who says that, I want you to listen real carefully here. If you are someone who says that, you have to be careful because that is the way. It is going inward, whatever you want to call it. But that introspection and aligning your energy and yourself with your desires is the way. And when I say is the way, that is the way. It's the only way to get what you want out of life. It's the only way. Everything else will come accidental. But I don't know about you. I want to live on purpose. I want to live on purpose with purpose. I want to get up in the morning and know what I'm going to create, work on creating it, and I know how to create it. So I remember listening to Wayne Dyer and going, yep, I did that. It didn't work. And then I remained a victim of circumstance for years until I came around to it again, until I learned more about what is the way, the purpose, and the steps to getting what I want, because I know it to be the truth. I know we can create the life that we want to live. I know that to be true. And I hope you know it to be true. So when I give you all these nuggets and I kind of put this thing in your face, I'm like, here it is. Here's the thing. I want you to explore it. I want you to give yourself a chance to be open, to be receiving, to be willing to just open your energy, open your mind, let your beliefs down just a little to go, I wonder if there's some truth to that. I wonder if she's right. Because I remember looking around as, a personal trainer and a business owner and a coach and an energy coach and intuitive, that I remember looking around at all these other people that were successful going, yeah, but they grew up different than I did. I have all these beliefs about money and relationships and business and my success and how smart I am and how much I have to do. And then, oh yeah, I have a family and I have these dogs and I have this house and I live in this neighborhood and I grew up like this and I have this mom and this dad. All of that is just your story. All of that is your story. Are you going to let your story stop you? Or are you going to let your story fuel you? Are you going to let the story that is your past stay in the past and create a new future story? That gets me really excited, thinking every single day I have a clean sheet of paper in front of me with a pencil that is freshly sharpened, and I can write anything I want on that. I can write any thought, any belief, any way I want to do something, anything I want to create, anything. And it's up to me then to now, how do I align with that thing? So in today's episode, I want to give you the steps, and I want to give you the steps in a way that allows you to work on the thing, like really dive deep, get inside yourself and go, okay, I think maybe there's some truth. I'm going to try it. And then I ask, what do you got to lose? What if it works? What if this is the key ingredient that you've been missing all along? This whole entire time you've been baking flat cakes. None of them are rising until you add that secret ingredient that interacts with the yeast in the cake that makes it rise and makes it fluffy. What if this is it? And I remember being that. I remember thinking that was 20 years ago. Probably more than that, probably closer to 30 years ago. And I remember thinking, that truth is out there, and I am bound and determined to find it. And when I started diving deep into collecting books and reading and just like absorbing this knowledge endlessly for hours and hours every single day for probably 30 years, and I started practicing and my life started changing, then I'm like, I think people need to know this. And I wanted the platform to be able to stand here in my living room recording this episode so you can hear it. So you know you can find the love of your life. You can find the money, the job, the health, anything that you want. You can create the travel, the car, the house, the anything. We just have to learn to align with it. But first, let's start with how we block it. How do we block the receiving from coming to us? One of the very first reasons, this is the number one reason, is thinking that you can't do it. Thinking that it's too hard, the obstacles to meditation, or you've tried it and failed, you can't do it. Any of the obstacles to meditation I can't sit still. I fall asleep. I get distracted. I have to get up. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to start. All of those are just obstacles. They're obstacles because we have trained our bodies to be engaging with the environment through our five senses. So if I want to work on aligning myself with something that I want, I have to work with the energy, not the physical world. So I want you to write this quote down. It is really important because I'm a doer too. I take action, I speed through the environment, but what I've been doing is really focusing on meditation 3 times a day for up to 30 minutes. And I'm going to, as I get better and as I start to really enjoy it and I start seeing more results, I'm going to do it longer. Pretty soon, you won't hear me on a podcast because I'll be meditating all day. No, not really. But I feel like if this is the key, then let's do it and let's practice it if there is no other way. I want you to write this down. You receive because you are, not because you do. Now, let me explain. The way we block receiving the things, whatever the thing is. So I always like exaggerate on whatever the thing is. I don't need to name a bunch. Whatever it is you want right now in your life is aligning with the thing, okay? Aligning with your desire. That means that I have to change my energy around it. I can't have feelings of lack and scarcity and then attract abundance. They don't go together. They repel each other. So I have to become somebody who is abundant. I can't bring in my healing or my weight loss or my great physical body if I am thinking unhealthy and I am consuming unhealthy foods in the environment. I must become somebody who is healthy and I have healthy thoughts, and that aligns with health. Now, so first is our beliefs. We don't believe that we can do it. We don't believe that it's real. Now, if you don't believe it's real, you're probably not listening to this podcast anyways, because I'm sure this one is not your first of my podcasts where I talk about everything is energy. And knowledge is power, but then application is success. Knowledge is power that gives us the empowerment. It broadens our scope. It opens up our eyes into possibility. But the application of that knowledge is what equals success. You can read about meditation until the cows come home. But if you are not applying and practicing your meditation, it doesn't matter how many books you read. It is not going to come to you. It is time to practice. So we block it in another way. We go in there, we go into our meditation, and we think that we're going to have the thing, but then we didn't really align with it in our body, or we aligned with it in our body and we come out into the environment and we complain about how it's not here. That's not going to get it. We're not going to get it that way. That to me is similar to, I tried it and it didn't work. So another way is that we don't know what we want. We don't have a clear intention. If you don't know, I shouldn't even get into the thing. Well, no, I will right now. If you don't know what you want, then work on knowing how you want to feel. That will equal some clarity. If you live your life in a barrel with the lid on and it's pitch dark and it's dank and it's cramped and it's tiring and it's exhausting, and you don't know that there's sunshine and a field and trees and butterflies and a lake and all these beautiful things, you have no idea. You've been born and raised in a barrel and you think, I don't know what I want, because you have no experience. You have no sight. You have no perspective. Then I go, well, how do you want to feel? Oh, I'd love to just feel open and expansive or happier. And you don't know that there's light, right? You don't know those things. And I come along and I take the lid off, and you stand up and you're like, yeah, this is how I wanted to feel, right? So if you don't know what you want, that's another one, how we block our receiving. You don't know what you want, is know how you want to feel. And if that's hard, then go and on the other side and go, how am I feeling? How do I feel? Well, I feel kind of sad, maybe even depressed. Okay, if you weren't feeling sad or depressed, what would you feel? How would you feel? Oh, happy? Okay, what else? Confident? Yeah. Love? Yes. Right? Go with that. Now you're going to get in. I'll tell you the steps in a second of how to do it. But then now you take that thing and that becomes your intention. And that becomes a thing that you build on. And it will bring to you things that are attracted to how you feel. If I'm waking up every day feeling pissed off at the world and I hate everything, I'm going to bring things about me, other things that I hate, right? So I'm going to start with my emotional state. Now, here's another thing, a way that we don't allow that thing to come to us, is limiting beliefs. It's my favorite thing to talk about. It's actually what my whole coaching practice is around, is we don't believe that things can come in like unannounced. Everything has to come in through this expected avenue. Jen, if I want to make $10,000 a month, where is that money actually going to come from? I have this job, I have this car, this education, this house, this upbringing. Where would $10,000 come from? And I go, well, for one, I am not the all of possibility. I am not the expanded, unlimited, infinite environment, like the quantum field. I just am open to possibilities. And it gets kind of exciting because I don't want things to come in through this expected avenue. I want things to come in unexpectedly. I want my life to advance and change unexpectedly with opportunity and possibility and serendipities, right? And I want that to happen. And in order for that to happen, I need to elevate myself. I need to elevate myself into a different way of thinking, being, doing, acting, all of that. But we're going to start inward, because working at energy creates a lot of change really fast. Trust me, I know it does, especially where I'm at now. And you might be a beginner, and that's okay. But that's another way, is our limiting beliefs. Another one is fear. Fear of success. If I get it, maybe I won't be able to hold on to it. So I better just stay in this comfort zone because at least I know what to expect. Take a job. Have you ever had a job for a long period of time and then things were going a little bit wonky and you're like, I think I'm kind of done. Like, I think I want to quit. Immediately you are faced with fear. What if I go somewhere else and I don't make enough money? What if I go somewhere else and it's worse than where I'm at right now? What if I go someplace else and it's better, but I don't end up, I can't sustain it? What happens if it's better and I get fired, right? There's lots of fear. The fear is the unknown. This is where I say, maybe we need to not fear the unknown anymore. There's a way that our body protects itself. I talk about it all the time with our subconscious mind and how it protects us from things that are outside of our comfort zone. And if you've ever read any personal development books, you know success lies outside of the comfort zone. Because, and just like I said a couple of podcasts ago, if we stayed in our comfort zone, you'd still be dating the same guy that you dated in 7th grade. Or you'd still be crawling around on the floor, or you'd still be wearing diapers. We have to advance. That is the purpose of life. We have to advance. And when we don't go, that's when we start feeling the pain in our body. That's when we start creating disease in our body because we are not going with the flow. And our cells in our whole being, in our body, is creating dis-ease because we're not going with the flow. And here's ways that we can go with the flow. Another one, and this is the last one, because I don't want to talk about why we stop everything. I want to talk about how we're going to get what we want, is low self-worth, low self-esteem, not believing that you're deserving. And right now, I want to say about every single explicitive is like, you deserve it simply because you're here. You deserve greatness. You deserve amazing, beautiful things in your life. You deserve love, health, money, the best career, the friendship, whatever it is you want. You deserve it because you say so, because you're here, because you're on this planet and you're here to experience and explore and to have this amazing human existence. But so many people get comfort with their suffering that they stay in that. And some of them for years, their whole life. Because it's comfortable. Change can be difficult if you don't do it right. If you don't do it right. And by not doing it right, that is going out and forcing, changing, coercing the world, trying to control and manipulate the external world. And if that's what you're doing, then you're not getting. And it's a lot harder. By the time you get it, you're freaking exhausted to even enjoy that you have it. So remember, receiving, the getting is not, it is because of who you are, not because of what you do. So how do we align? Let's talk about some good stuff here. Let's talk about how we receive. Well, in the next episode, I'm going to talk about the art of gratitude. Receiving is at a very high vibration. Matter of fact, it's at the highest vibration. So gratitude is higher than even love. Really feeling gratitude for what you have, the things that you have, the house, the stuff, the kids, the family, the parents, the car, the job, the money, even if it's $10, is getting into the space of gratitude. Thank you for the stuff I have. Even if it's 1 can of soup and $1 in your pocket, is being grateful for that. Filling yourself up with that higher vibration. Now, you might not be able to get to gratitude. You might be so far in helplessness or powerlessness or despair that there's no way you can get to the higher gap of being grateful for the crappy life that you have, right? I get it. So I might ask you in your practice, once we get to the how, is to move your way up to curiosity. Curiosity is like halfway there from really low vibrational states like despair, like shame, like sadness, like depression. That's very low. That's a 0 on the scale. Curiosity could be somewhere around 5 or 6. Gratitude is 10. So you're going to move yourself up the scale. We can't go from 0 to 10. You could win the lottery tomorrow and not feel grateful for it. You'd be like, really? They took all that tax out? Really? I've been playing for 23 years and I just now win? That might be your reaction to winning millions of dollars. Instead of being, wow, look at all this money. What can I do with this? How can I change my life, my family's life, my community's life? How can I do that? And some people get it and they are like filled with fear, filled with despair, filled with anger because all of a sudden they have all this money and to them it's a burden. So, all right, let's talk about now how we start to receive. Gratitude is one. Curiosity is a really good one. So between gratitude and curiosity, depends on where you are on the scale. If you can't get to gratitude, then start with curiosity. Curiosity allows you to open up to the possibilities of things changing and things improving and things coming in from the outside, things coming in from an expanded space, from the unknown, something showing up. So I've been practicing this. It's been a couple of weeks now. This newfound receiving, and I'm going to share with you my practice. But I've been practicing like specific money amounts, and I think it's really fun when it happens. So one I did, this was last fall, and plus it's very measurable, right? So I remember I have this little journal book that's my manifesting book, and I wrote in it, I want to manifest $20 bill. And immediately I got the image of finding one in a parking lot. And the most I've ever found in a parking lot was $40. And it was in the Meijer parking lot. I was probably in my maybe early 20s, mid 20s, and going into the grocery store to two $20 bills right on top of each other in the parking lot. I think that's the most I've ever found. Anyway, so I write this down in the book, and I'm going to get to the how part in a minute, but I write this down in the book. I had gone to my brother's. I was meeting my dad, driving to, he lives about 2 hours from me, my brother does, and going there for his birthday. Actually, I guess this was last May. My brother's birthday is in May. And I get there, I had gone to the grocery store, I bought some subs and some chips and, a bag of apples and a couple drinks and whatever, and was going to my brother's. We'll bring them lunch and we'll all have lunch and subs and bought all this stuff. So I get there and we have lunch. My dad's there and my brother's wife, just the four of us, and we're having lunch and yada, yada, talking and whatever. My brother goes outside, or he's going to the store. His wife's going to work. I don't remember. So he was standing out on the deck, and my dad comes in. He literally reaches in his pocket, grabs me a $20 bill and hands it to me. And he goes, I wanted to help pay for lunch. So I take the money and, thanks, Dad. I appreciate that, whatever. And then now fast forward, 4 or 5 hours, I'm in the car driving home, and I talk to Amy on the phone. I'm like, oh my God, I manifested the $20 bill. And she's like, cool, right? It was so exciting. Now anybody, and I did not ask my dad for money. We didn't talk about him giving me money. My dad usually doesn't do that. My dad is very, very, I don't want to use stingy, but kind of stingy with his money. He had a lot of money. He makes a lot of money, but he doesn't spend it, which is probably why he has so much money. Anyway, okay, now fast forward to recently, I'm like, I'm going to manifest $200. I want to manifest $200. And Amy, within that same weekend, she was putting some of these weight loss drinks that she has, this powder, for this weight loss program that she's a part of. And she was putting them on Facebook and selling them. Within a 24-hour period, she sold 2 boxes for $170. I'm like, well, that's pretty close, right? I'm like, I'm going to up my game. I'm going to call that the $200. I'm going to up my game. Then I'm going to manifest $1,000. That was my game. And I'm practicing. I mean, this was like 3 days in a row. And except the $20 from my dad, that was almost a year ago. So I do, no. It was $600. That's what it was. Well, the next, so the first one was $200. She sold $170 worth of this drink mix that is for her weight loss program. And then the other was $500. So $500. And it was that morning. By lunchtime, she sends me a text message that says she got a bonus from work for $700. And I'm like, okay, like this is really interesting, because those things don't happen that often. I'm like, I'm kind of excited. I'm like, all right, so let's do this, right? Let's keep going. And now what I'm at is I'm trying to manifest $1,000. Now, the thing is I'm getting a little bit squirrely about it. Like, so I have to go back, and this is where I'm going to teach you how to do what I was doing to do that. It came out of the blue. It was nothing planned. It wasn't that I'm like, okay, I'm going to manifest $200. And then I got up and I went down in the basement and got a bunch of stuff and put a sale out. I didn't do anything with the environment. I literally got up from my meditation and went about my day, right? And then she tells me that night that she sold this product, okay? It was out of the ordinary. We didn't talk about it ahead of time. She didn't know that the bonus was coming. I didn't know the $20 was coming from my dad's. It came out of the blue, but it came in I want to say like what could be an expected channel, but I didn't try to give the universe a multiple choice. Okay, it can come into my work or it can come in through the stuff I sell. But $1,000, I'm not going to find that in the parking lot. You know what I mean? I just was open to the possibilities. So one way that we can start ourselves up for success, like set ourselves up, is by being open and by being curious. We can't do it if we are stuck in this I just don't think it's going to work, or it's not going to work for me, or I tried it and failed. We have to adopt the new mantra. We are no longer victims of circumstance. This information and knowledge is right at your fingertips, whether it's free right now, where you're getting it from me through my podcast. There's blogs, there's videos, there's books everywhere that you can get that are going to teach you the same thing that I'm teaching you. We're just using different words. Every single one, the coaches, the speakers, the content creators, whoever's talking about this topic is giving you this information. Now, practice it. Now, this is where we start to go inward and do the practice. So here's what I did. Here's the how. Now, remember when I first started in the podcast today, and I said we have to have the intention. And if you don't know what you want, then at least know how you want to feel. And that's a really good place to start. Now, this is the key. This is the bottom line. This is what you're achieving, you're trying to achieve. And it's called head-heart coherence. Right now, take something in your life that you want. And let's say it's $10,000 a month. I want it to be something a little bit extreme because I want you to feel the discord in your body. So I say to you, would it be interesting, would it be great for you to make $10,000 a month? Now, if you're making $20,000 a month, then just double it, right? So, but if $10,000 seems like a lot or seems like a holy moly, then go with it for a second. Your heart kind of skips a beat, right? Your heart kind of skips a beat and goes, my God, like that would be amazing. What I could do with my kids, where we could live, the travel, the holy moly, like, wow, you get kind of excited there for a second, right? And some of it literally might be a second. For me, I love to dream. So I would go all big and oh my gosh, the travel, what I could do with the kids and Brandon. My middle son has autism. So like the care that we could get for him and the experience and the new house and the toys and the stuff, like, wow, like that'd be great, right? And then right around the corner, what happens? All of a sudden my brain goes, yeah, but this is your education, or that seems like too much work, or where would that money come from? That's the discord. So explore that a little bit. Talk about your goal out loud. You don't have to be with anybody. Just go stand in your bedroom and just go, okay, I really want to lose 50 pounds. Oh, that would be so great. I'd be able to fit in those jeans and that shirt, and I would go to the beach and I'd wear a bikini and I'd feel just so amazing. Yeah, that's too much work. I'm not doing that. I have to get up. I have to go to the gym. I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I have a full-time job and 2 kids. Where in the world am I going to get time to do that? Right? That's discord. That discord, that head-heart incoherence. They're in discord. They do not agree. That is what's stopping the thing from coming to you. So please take a note of that. That, my friends, is what is stopping the thing from coming to you, because we then throw a little ingredient called doubt on our dreams. And guess what? Our dreams never manifest, ever, never. They never manifest. They're never going to manifest when you sprinkle doubt all over them. That's like taking a cake, beautiful cake that you've done all the ingredients right and everything's so amazing, and it's a yellow cake, or maybe one of those cool confetti cakes with chocolate frosting, and it says, I love you, go ahead and eat me. And then you sprinkle it with baking soda. That beautiful cake now is yucky, right? So don't take doubt and sprinkle it on your fear. Now, here's where some of the work comes in. Now, this is my coaching expertise. When you have head-heart incoherence like that, that's where I work on getting the brain out of the way to allow that doubt to just float away. To just move to that space that says, you know what? I can have this thing. I can manifest $10,000 a month. And I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it for a week. I'm going to do what Jen says. I'm going to get my head and my heart coherently in alignment with each other. And I'm going to live in this dreamland for a while. And I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to try it for a week. I'm not saying trying it for 20 years. But then if I can't do it, I'm going to call Jen. I'm going to send an email. I'm going to get on her list of coaching so she can help me, because I want to make $10,000 a month. Whatever your goal is. But that's what I do. I help get those limiting beliefs out of your energy field, unkink the hose, release the energy, get in the flow of what it is that you want. And if I do say so myself, I'm really good at it. So I'm an energy healer and I'm an intuitive coach, which means I can tap into your energy and I can get those messages and that guidance to help you to release the crap that isn't serving you, that is preventing you, the baking soda on the cake. It is preventing you from having this wonderful dream. Okay. So there's my little plug. And at the end and in the show notes, you'll have my email address and how to reach me if you are interested in coaching. Okay. So now, understanding first, whatever my dream is or whatever it is I feel. So if it's not a specific dream and you don't have that intention, at least know how you want to feel. And then you go, okay, well, I want to be happy. But Jen, listen, I don't have a job, or I lost my job, or my family's like this, or this is where I live, or this is my whatever your story is I can't have that happiness until the thing gets here. I'm gonna go, listen, you have to have the happiness first in order for the thing to get here. It's kind of like you can't go see the concert until you get the ticket. Like, you have to buy the ticket first. So you have to align with it first. And that is you having the ticket. I align with it first. Stop telling that old story that no longer serves you. In the middle of the story, ask yourself, is this what I want to create? And if the answer is no, then stop telling the story. Stop telling the story. Stop it. Because that story becomes your new future. Because energetically, you're continuing to align with that thing. So whatever it is you're complaining about, do you want more of that? Well, no. Okay? Then stop telling that story. Tell a new story. I'm curious. I'm curious how this could change. I'm curious where money could come from. I'm curious where the love of my life, where I might meet the love of my life. I'm curious what job opportunities are out there that might be better than where I'm at right now. If you can't move to grateful, move to curiosity. Now, here's the how. Take some notes. You're going to align your thoughts with your desire. So if there's limiting beliefs there, reach out to me. We'll talk. We'll get rid of those limiting beliefs. Now you can align, okay? You can talk about your dream without having doubt sprinkled on it. Align your thoughts so much so. Now here's the trick. I should say the key. This is the key. Align your thoughts so much so with your dream that your heart opens. It's like a vortex. That's what it feels like to me. The sensation that I get in my body when my thoughts are aligning with my dream, my heart opens like a vortex. It's like this spiral. It opens. I don't even know how to explain it. And I've seen this shape in a movie. It's a spiral, and then it's like a trap door kind of, and it goes whoo, and it opens circularly, if that's a word. It is for now. As it opens, that's where I'm attracting the thing. That's where I'm attracting it. It's through my heart. My brain does not create. My brain just comes up with the intention. My brain comes up with the dream, but I attract the dream through my heart. So, write this down. My thoughts do not attract. My thoughts only come up with. My heart attracts. Now, the key is to get the heart to open via your imagination, the words you're using, the thoughts you're producing. When the heart opens, know that you are sending out that magnetic pull to bring the thing to you, where then it shows up in this unexpected way. It's kind of a surprise. Now, the end result, after you've done that and your heart has opened and you feel it, it's a sensation in your body. It's like a portal opens. And mine is like this spiral that just spins faster and faster. It's like the inside of my heart is like a top, and it's perpendicular to the ground. So it's upright, and I know when that opens, I know that whatever it is I'm manifesting is coming. That is the key. That's the thing. Something in my head that I'm dreaming of, the words I'm using, the visualization I'm doing, do that so much and so well that your heart opens. That's it. That's it. You now have the key. Here's my suggestion. Take a few notes and go practice. Give yourself 5 minutes and do different things to get it to open. That's what you're doing. And all of the power you need is inside. It's tucked away inside of you. Change your words, change the image, change the visualization, change it just a little bit, and just tweak it a little bit to get it to open, to get your heart to open. That is the key. Wow, that may have felt like a lot of information in today's episode, but if you're looking for support and a deeper knowledge of what we talked about today, then let's connect. You can learn more about how I work and how you can work with me. Send me an email to themeditationroomtc@gmail.com, subject line, let's talk. And in the meantime, you can join my online Facebook community, Lady Rising, and mention that you came in through the podcast. I look forward to supporting you and connecting with you there.